who is this way. What does Alphin's... What is she under? Supporters? Okay, Toa we only have 1 point with so far. Oh, you can hang out with George eventually? Dang. We have none with Angelica, so we're going to be able to start hanging out with Angelica eventually. Interesting. Okay, well, let's try hanging out with Alvin. Okay. I don't know what we could possibly learn about you from this, but maybe. Mind if I stick around a little longer? Not at all. I don't get many chances to spend time together like this, so let's make the most of it. Reen could never say no to some of Sharon's coffee, and in fact asked her to make another pot for them. With that, he and Princess Alphin spent some time perusing the countless books gathered in the library. This coffee really has a nice aroma to it. Holy crap, these cups are massive. It is the size of his head. That's the kind of coffee I need to start making. Doesn't it? Sitting back and enjoying a cup of Sharon's coffee, engrossed in a book, I think I've found the very definition of bliss. Well, I can see where you're coming from. It never ceases to amaze me how many books there are in here, or even the variety of topics and genres represented. I guess Gwyn has always had a pretty broad range of interests, though, so it makes sense that his library would be as diverse. Indeed, but that only makes it more difficult to decide which volume to read next. Although I must admit, I was a little disappointed to find one particular genre unrepresented here. Oh? Which one? The titillating tales loved by fair ladies all across the Empire. Are you asking for yaoi? She's definitely asking for yaoi. Stories about the lives and loves of handsome gentlemen. Books that warm the hearts of all who thrill to their prose. Oh, those books. I remember you saying those were pretty popular at St. Estrella too, right? The Courageous was lacking in that genre too, until Dorothy came and seeded it with some volumes from her own collection. So, does Elise, you know, have any interest in those kind of books? Are you sure you want to be asking that question? Are you sure that's a rabbit hole you want to go down? It's so much more magical to just leave the truth of things to your imagination. We're talking about a realm created by and for pure-hearted maidens, after all. It's not a place where gentlemen should tread lightly. Fair enough. I'm curious, but not that curious. Try to at least regulate your corrupting influence, though. That'd be great. How do you know it wasn't the other way around? How do you know Elise didn't corrupt Alphin? I mean, she's Alphin, but still, you don't know. If that's truly what you wish, I suppose I ought to respect your wishes. But teasing her is my most cherished pastime, so I'd really prefer to keep at it. I wonder if she realizes her struggles are mainly just for entertainment. Still, teasing or not, I'm glad Elise has at least one close friend she can depend on. Oh, and speaking of entertaining pastimes, I actually learned a delightful little card game called Blade from Sharon yesterday. Perhaps we could play a few rounds together? That sounds fun. I accept your challenge. Green got the cards and began what seemed like it would be a few quick, friendly games of Blade. As they played, things unexpectedly ended up getting fairly heated, with each of them determined to come out on top while holding nothing back. In the end, the time they spent playing together was as enjoyable as the time they had spent reading. This really is quite an amusing little game. It's nice that even an inexperienced player like me doesn't start at too great of a disadvantage. How did we set up this board every time we were on the train? This is a very large board. Yeah, the updated version has a lot more strategy to it though. But, you know, I have a lot of fond memories of this version of the game. I almost can't help but like it. In fact, Crow is the one who gave me the very first deck of blade cards. Oh, really? It was sad to see the two of you fighting each other, especially after all you've been through together. What is it that forced the two of you to fight like this? He's a terrorist, and I'm not a terrorist, so, you know, those two don't really, get along very well. Well, ultimately, I think it's a battle of wills, and both of us are too stubborn to just give up and walk away. What do you mean? Reen told Princess Alphen about everything that had happened between him and Crow. As he went on dredging up those memories from what seemed like a lifetime ago, he went through a whole spectrum of emotions. Yet through it all, she had quietly and considerately listened until he finished telling her all that there was to tell. You can think of it as a high-stakes game of Blade, Crow on one side and me on the other. Neither of us are willing to compromise on the things that make us who we are, our beliefs, our pasts, our friends. And without compromise, all that's left to us is to meet each other head on and see who comes out on top. I just hope that while we're doing that, we'll discover where life will lead us and what to do with ourselves after this is over. I see. Boys will be boys, I suppose. But hearing you describe it, I almost envy Crow's position. Why's that? Oh, I just meant Elise would probably think that if she were here now. Envying Crow, I mean. After all, it's almost like fate is pushing you and Crow together. Oh, the fanfics Alphen is writing in her head right now. It fills my imagination with thoughts. Just a word to the wise. Guys aren't too hot about being paired up with their male friends when they don't lean that way. Well, like it or not, I consider myself someone fully invested in this little battle of wills now. So I intend to stay with you and see how it all pans out. You're more than welcome to come along for the ride, Your Highness, wherever it may take us. Did we get a point? We did! Yeah! Success! Only one more to find now. I'll be sure to watch over that fateful clash between you and Crow when the time comes. Especially since it's sure to lead to some juicy developments for us ladies. I'm with Alphen on this one. I too am curious where this will go. Alright, only 1 point left. Okay. Look at the notebook. Boys are beautiful. I love that that's what the point is called, too. We have Toa, Sara, Elliot, Emma, and Eustace that we haven't witnessed yet. So many people. I highly doubt Emma would have another point here because she already has 2 points. Same thing for Elliot. I could see Eustace getting another point here. Same thing with Toa or Sara. So I guess let's start with Toa and go from there. She is at the diner. I think this is the closest I'm going to get. The RF store? Yeah. Alright. Toa and Angie, let's hang out. If I can get through this door. Choice by elimination? Exactly. I've already read this. I don't want to read it again. Alright, maybe I should ask to join them since I'm here and all. Yeah, let's do it. Hey, would you ladies mind if I joined you? Not at all. I guess we'll have to pay for you since you're the bright-eyed first year. I love that Toa still has her angel costume on, even outside of the ship. That's so funny. Ah, this really is relaxing. The tea here is nice for a working-class diner, isn't it? I've always been fond of this place, always used to sneak out of the mansion for some booze. I mean, to relax like a sweet and innocent young maiden. Angie, you aren't supposed to be drinking alcohol. Forgive me, my dear. Still, it feels like it's been ages since we were last able to sit and talk like this. Settling things with my father paid off. It really has been too long. Yeah, it has. Hold on, your hair's looking a little disheveled, Toa. What? It is? Well, it makes sense that it might, I guess. Ever since I started wearing the captain's hat, I haven't been paying much attention. That won't do at all. Your hair's so long and beautiful, you need to take better care of it. I know. Why don't I comb it for you? Oh, would you mind? It's been so long since you last did it. I kind of miss it. They're so close, it's adorable. That should do the trick. Wow. It's kind of strange seeing you with your hair down, but I've gotta admit, it really suits you. You think? She looks surprisingly mature when she has her hair down, doesn't she? Cuteness and maturity. The best of both worlds. She's such a queen. Okay, that's enough, Angie. Can I please have my ribbon back? Nope, not yet. This is my chance to try all kinds of fun things with your hair. I've had a collection of ribbons stored away for the next time I got to play with it like this. Stay right there while I go get them. Hold on a minute. Too late. Ah, she's unbelievable. I don't know, Toa. There's no harm in spending time like this together once in a while. When you think about it, these are the kinds of peaceful moments we're fighting to return to. That's true enough. Angie and I were recently talking about how things would have been if the war hadn't started. If we were still at the academy, our time there would be rapidly coming to an end. We're second years, so this is the time we really need to be thinking about what to do after graduation. Oh yeah. Have you been able to give that any thought? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fortunate enough to have received offers from all kinds of organizations and ministries. Humble bragging. George has gotten them from some research facilities and institutes all across the country. And Angie seems to have a lot on her mind about what to do, too. What with her family and all. I've got my work cut out for me if I hope to be in as good a position as you guys when I graduate. You are still a first year, so I wouldn't sweat it if I were you. You've still got plenty of time. To tell you the truth, though, I think the war has made all of us more unsure of what to do. Even assuming that when it does end, we're able to go back to our lives like they were before, I feel we have a duty to think about this country's future. Just picking some career off a list isn't good enough. I'm amazed you're thinking on such a grand scale. Personally, I feel like I've got my hands full just thinking about my own future. I really can't compare. That's not true at all. I think it's only because of you that we're able to see things like this. Sorry? Well, your class is a source of hope for all of us. It's only because we've got that hope we can believe in what we can even think of what to do when the war's over. As long as you're out there fighting to bring it to an end, we can all believe that end will really come. So let's keep fighting together, okay? We were able to save Angie. I'm sure we can do anything else we put our minds to. You think so? What am I even saying? Of course we can. I feel a lot better now, Toa. Thanks. Glad I could help. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, you're back. If you wanted to enjoy a date with my little Toa, you should have just asked Reen. You're the only man I'd even think of entrusting her to. I would have helped set things up nice and smooth. What are you talking about, Angie? Angelica made her way over to the table and went right to work trying an obscene number of cute ribbons on Toa. Reen casually sat back and enjoyed his cup of tea, every once in a while cracking a warm smile at an increasingly flustered Toa. Poor Toa. Okay, that did not give us anything in the notebook, but it was really cute. I'm here now. Okay, let's, I really don't think Elliot or Emma has one. So let's try Sara, I guess. Nope, try again. We'll get there eventually. Okay, I've already read this. Yeah, let's hang out with Sara. Say, would you mind if I hung around here with you until your maintenance is finished up? Yep, maybe he'll say something else about the Black Workshop. Now that I look around, there seem to be a lot of things here worth checking out. You can if you want, but I think what you really need is something else. Are you suggesting alcohol? What do you mean by that? Get your sword ready, not alcohol. As soon as he's finished with my gun, there's somewhere I want to take you. As it turned out, that somewhere ended up being the Nordia Highway. Is that a stain on the back of her jacket? Alrighty. I don't think anyone's gonna come barging in and disturbing us all the way out here. Yeah, I doubt it. But why did you bring me here in the first place? You told me not to forget my sword, so I'm guessing it's not a date. You've never been on a Sara date. Anyway, I hope you're ready to get all hot and heavy with me as we pour ourselves into a no-holds-barred combat training. Are you kidding me? And this time, I'm not going to hold anything back, so you'd better be ready. I want you to fight me like your life depends on it. Because you can leave this little excursion one of two ways, walking with your head held high or on a stretcher. This is how I die. I don't know what brought this on, but I can see this isn't one of your usual gags. In that case, I accept your challenge. You'll get only my best today. She began their intense battle. True to her words, Sara came at Reen with all the fury of a raging storm. Despite bringing the best of his skill to bear, he was just barely able to withstand her assaults. How are you so strong? So this is what it's like when you're not pulling your punches, huh? Darn straight. The world's not a nice place. It's not a fair place. But I fought tooth and nail for my place in it anyway. The world takes from you too. I've almost lost count of how many irreplaceable things it's taken from me. So many friends, allies. I don't even have a homeland to call my own now. Instructor? But I did whatever I had to do to keep on living no matter what. And I stand before you now as the sum of all those ugly, painful experiences. Wait, where was she born? She's not from Erebonia? Life will knock you down over and over again, but if you rise just one more time, that makes you the victor. That's something I've kept on believing, and seeing you students give it your all has only strengthened that belief. That's why I've decided that everything life has taught me in the school of hard knocks, I'm going to teach to you. Not through words or lessons or fancy platitudes, but through battle. I'm ready to learn. You might have gotten the better of me before, but I'm ready for round 2 anytime. Attaboy. Let's not waste time chit-chatting then. You ready? They resumed their battle, and the intense training continued. Green focused everything on the fight, fending off Instructor Sara's onslaught as best he could. And after a long, difficult fights... Looks like neither one of us has the energy to go another round. I guess we'll have to call this one a draw. But at the very least, I'd say we got in some good training. Well fought, Reen. It's kind of scary how strong you are, though. It was all I could do to keep you at bay. I didn't even get a proper hit on you in the end. You could have, though. All you would have had to do is fire up that power of yours. And you should have, since, you know, I specifically told you to fight like your life depended on it. But just messing with ya. That consideration you always show for others is part of what makes you strong. I know you're still beating yourself up over what happened yesterday, and that's totally understandable. But at the end of the day, you've got to get past it and move on. No one can do that for you. But you will, though. I have no doubt about that, so just keep your chin up and your gaze forward, I guess. Thanks, instructor. I'll try at least. A lot of people are counting on me, and I don't want to let them down. The two stayed and rested for a while to get their strength back, and once they felt better, they walked together back to Ruhr. Nope. No new information. Okay. Well, my next guess is gonna be you, sis. Watch there not actually be a 5th person.